What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? As always, it's Three Kings Boxing. Go to threekingsboxing.com for the latest grades what's going on in the sport of boxing. Now, y'all might not know that face, but that is the newly crowned WBC Junior Welterweight Champion, Chantelle Il Capa Cameron. I don't know what happened. She got rid of the Sham Bam. I don't know what happened, but joining us today. What's going on, champ?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
All right, all right. Now, a lot of people don't know. I remember when you was this little girl running around the amateurs, trying to make a name for yourself. Look at you now. You're the WBC champion. How does it feel?
Crazy, like looking back, I think really, yeah, it's been a journey, but now I'm WBC world champion, so it's been a roller coaster, but got started to get where I want to be now, and the only way is up. Want more belts?
Oh, you want more belts?
Oh yeah, I don't want to stop at WBC. That's not the dream. My dream's to be
Oh, okay,
unified.
okay. So, are we saying that people need to look out at the division that you coming for?
I want those belts.
Well, right now women's boxing is hot on fire, and Katie Taylor, you have Terry Harper, Jessica McCaskill, Brackus. If Amanda Serrano come back, you got her. You guys have this little thing going on where between 130 to 140, 147 is hot,
Oh,
and you're part
100%.
of that mix. How does it feel?
It's good. It's exciting because there's some cracking women's fights that can be made,
Hmm.
and it's exciting because it's taken off now, ain't it? The hot female domestic fights they're being shown, and this is going to go further and further. It's 50-50 fights.
Okay, you got another. You got like another one is Michaela Meyer, Iwa Branaki. They, and the thing about it is, you guys are getting a lot of attention because of the fact that you are making competitive fights and
Yeah,
a lot of talking. Like I know Michaela Meyer, she does a lot of talking. Jessica McCaskill is not afraid to tell you she'll knock you out. You're not big on talking, but you are a monster in that ring. You in your fight when you won that title, you hit that girl to the body like you wanted to watch you like you wanted to crumble her soul. What was that? What was that feeling like when you realized you're in this moment? It's either now or never.
it was like no, you're in a nightmare and you're punching someone in the head, and the head just not moving. So
Hmm.
I was punching her in the head, and I was thinking, I'm not doing any damage yet. Like, why is she absorbing my shots like this? What is happening? I was thinking, have I lost my power or something? Because I don't understand why I'm not having no effect. But it was just
Hmm.
because she was so tough. I thought, right, I'm going to whack him to the stomach. So I started like proper leeching him into the midsection.
Okay. Now that you're the champion, a lot of people forget once upon a time you almost walked away from boxing.
Yeah.
You almost gave up on the one thing that you loved so much. What was that like to realize that you potentially almost had to give up your dream?
So it happened twice to me. It happened
Hmm.
twice in the amateurs. When I left the amateurs, I was decided to leave Team GB, and it was like, so what am I going to do next? I need to get a job. I need income. Where's my future going to be? Because the amateurs, for 8 years, I was up and down in Sheffield, traveling the world, getting a monthly salary, and then when it come to wanting to leave, it was kind of like, I've not got a uni degree. I've
Mm.
never had a job. What am I going to do? So it was scary. It was really scary because I just had no idea what my next step was. And I didn't really want to just be going into a job where I wouldn't be happy either, where I'll just be going through the motions of getting up, going to work, being miserable, coming home. So it just wasn't really me. And then I turned professional, and then I think it was almost 2 years ago, I was ready to leave again because the situation with the team that I was with,
Hmm.
and because of contracts and stuff, I thought I'm kind of like I'm screwed. So I'm gonna have to just walk away from boxing because I'm not gonna be able to get any help. Like I didn't know who to go to see if they could help me, and I was ready to walk away. So I joined a job agency where you try to get.
You had to go out and get a job.
But I get some. So I made up a CV and everything, ready to get myself a nice little job. But when I was sending off the applications, then I wasn't getting no one getting back to me, and I didn't get no interviews. So I was like, oh God, this isn't a good sign. And then one of my sponsors, he had a good chat to me and was like, "Don't walk away yet. You've still got more potential. You've not done nothing in the prize yet. Like you'll regret this for the rest of your life." So I had a conversation with him, and he gave me Jamie Moore's number. I rang Jamie Moore, who's my head coach now, and he helped me. He was like, "We'll look after you. We'll get you speaking to people that will basically just look after me." And it went from there. Really, the best thing that ever happened.
Okay. Let me ask you this: when you in that moment, like you said, you're filling out these applications, you're basically realizing that, man, I don't have any experience out here. I don't have any life experience because nobody's reaching back at me. What went through your head at that moment? Because at that moment, it's like failure in everything is a possibility.
Oh, I regretted not going to uni. I really regretted that. I was like, I should have gone uni. I should have studied. Um, yeah, because I was like, I've wasted all these years of my life, and now it's coming to get a career. I've got nothing. Like, had nothing at all, and I was going to be doing a job that I was miserable in. But I
Mhm.
did actually try getting my security badge. I was gonna. I thought that would have been perfect for me. I was like, I'll go do security. So I started talking to people to get my security badge, but you have to do a course, and
Mm.
it just sounded like having to learn. I just was like, no, I just want to go back boxing now.
You know, it sounded like as if boxing wasn't done with you. That's what it sounds like. It's not like boxing wasn't done with you. You still had something to do because nothing was seeming to work out for you.
Somebody was looking down on me, 100%. Somebody was looking down at me and was like, boxing's not over for you yet. And
That's right.
it wasn't letting me take a different chapter because that journey and that path hadn't ended.
That's right. That well, we're glad you didn't. What was it like when you finally realized? Because I remember you did the video where you was talking about you don't know what's going on in your career. What was
Yeah.
it like for you when you finally got that call where it's like, hey, yeah, come on in, we'll help you out and we'll get it going? What was that like for you? Because it had to be one of those feelings of I'm getting a second chance at this.
So it was basically Jamie's just like they're just lovely. They're lovely people. It's just a great team. So it was basically just told me to go down to Manchester and just do some training just to like make myself feel better because I was in a bit of a dark place. I was like sad and stuff because obviously my whole life was changing again. So I went down to Manchester just to do some training, and we sat down and had a coffee, and he basically was like, "Look, we'd love to take you on. We can help you," sort of thing. And I'm just forever grateful now. And I feel like when I won the world title with him, with Jamie and Nigel in my corner, it was kind of like a payback, saying like, you helped me when I was in a dark place, and I was ready to leave the sport, and now you just won the WBC world champion in my corner. So it's kind of like giving something back for helping me.
Okay. Okay. So you start your career back. You're back in the ring. You're feeling good. You got to smile back. You know what I'm saying? You got to smile back. You're
It come
showing the
back.
yeah,
It
you're
come
showing the
back.
pearly white teeth. And then you get the call. You're
Yeah,
going to be fighting for the WBC title.
yeah,
What in that moment? What was it like? Because like I said, I remember when you was in the amateurs. I remember talking to you when you was in Dublin, when you got hurt and you had to sit out for a little bit of time. I remember
yeah,
that. Oh man, I remember when you was having issues with training and weight. Now
yeah.
you get that call, you're fighting for the title. In
Oh,
that moment, what was it like?
it was just like, thank God, thank you, like, so just grateful that the opportunity finally come, because it's been a lot of hard work and it's been a roller coaster, and just to get the opportunity to finally get my shot. But obviously, because I won the double mandatory and lightweight and super light, but then it almost been a year where I didn't get the shot. And then when
Hmm.
I got told for super lightweight that the shot had come, I was just like, oh, thank God for this. I'm finally getting my chance. Like finally someone is opening up one of the doors for me.
That's right. That's right. And I think that happened because Jessica McCaskill, I believe, she dropped the belt because she beat Cecilia Brackets at
Yeah.
147. Okay, we got some questions in the building. We're gonna go to some questions. People are saying, Clarence McLean said, "How does it feel to be a champ?" As he sports his Teofimo Lopez, yes, the takeover picture. How does it feel to be the champ?
It feels good. It feels great. But like I said, I want to be unified champ. So at the moment, it's just one block I've achieved. So
Okay,
when I'm unified, I feel better.
my man Anton Scott Senior, who also picked Teofimo Lopez to win, he hit me up. He picked it and he said, "I told you, bro. Yeah, you told me. All right, you got it." But he said, "What does he think will help the women division get a closer payday to the men's division?"
Big fights, big fights, big 50-50 fights. Women put on a good show for boxing, and just keep doing what we're doing, and just keep getting noticed. And obviously with Eddie Hearn, he's doing a lot of women headlining,
Hmm.
so more of that I think as well.
Okay, and then one more. McLean asks, "Is who do you want to fight next?" Whoa, we're gonna save that. We're gonna save that because I got something to say about that. We'll get to that. You signed to Matchroom Boxing.
Yeah,
And it seemed like when you signed the Matchroom Boxing, things really started taking like it's almost as if you were getting closer to a lot of these women that you want to fight because a lot of them are with Matchroom. When you,
yeah,
it's almost as if you're not with Matchroom in women's boxing between 130 and 145, then you're on the outside looking in.
yeah.
You get that Matchroom signed to Matchroom Boxing. What was it like for you to be signed to such a major? Because Matchroom Boxing, between Matchroom Boxing and BT Sports, they are the two largest entities in the UK. What was that like when you get that?
It was great because obviously Eddie Hearn and Matchroom can make the fights happen for me, so they can get me the big fights and the big names that I keep shouting about, saying that I want. And now I've got the opportunity to be given them as well, especially now I've won the WBC. So it was a blessing because it's such a big platform as well, and now a wider audience can see what I can do and watch me fight.
Now, I gotta ask: when you signed that contract, did you look at Eddie and say, "I better see Katie Taylor's name on here somewhere"? Did because I know you had to say, y'all don't know that's your rival. That's your amateur rival. You have been wanting that fight. When she turned pro, I remember how upset you was when she was going pro because you wanted to get that ass back. You wanted to get your fight back.
No, I didn't even talk about Katie Taylor because everybody talks about that fight, but I don't see it happening. And I'm focused on people that are in front of me. And at the moment, Katie's steps and steps away from me. She's got all her fights lined up and stuff. So I don't even think about it. If the fight happens, it happens. But when I signed with Eddie, I didn't mention Katie because I don't think they want it. I want it. I want the fight badly, but I don't think they want it.
Okay, well, I know you want it because that's all you ever talked about in amateurs. I'll never forget when she went pro. You was like, "I can't believe I'm not going to be able to fight this girl again." I'll never forget that. I was like, Chantelle, you got to let that go. You got to let that go. So, uh, when you signed with Matchroom, and I think you didn't have a lot of fights before you fought. You actually got a chance to fight for the title. You win the
uh,
title.
5 fights in a box for the IBO.
Okay, you win the title. You become the champion. What has changed for you being champion? Like, what's different now that you're champion? Like, what have you noticed that is different when you become champion?
That people want your belt, so it gives you that more fire in your belly that when you're training. That there's girls out there that are hungry for your belt, so you know that you got to stay on it, you got to stay switched on and be 1% ahead of them because it's all about percentages. And as long as you've got that 1% extra, then you're gonna be fine. You're gonna be a champion for a long time.
Okay, as long as you have that 1% extra. Tell everybody out there what is that 1% extra.
Heart and dedication.
The transformation you go through from training to being in the ring, because a lot of time people don't understand that uh there are two yous. There's that you when you're not fighting, but then there's that you when you are training for a fight.
Yeah,
How do you maintain that balance? Because now that you're champion, everybody wants a piece of you. I saw your clips. Congratulations, you was all over the papers.
yeah,
Uh, One of the things I found funny was they had you. up there saying, one of our own won the title, but then they had some horrifying news right up underneath it. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
About a murder.
Yeah. I'm like, Jesus Christ, that's okay. That'll get people to watch,
That was a bad headline. That was. When
Yeah.
I seen it, I was like, "Oh no, there's a front page about a murder."
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
My
What is
name
it?
is above it, and I'm thinking that could be looked at the wrong way.
What is that like for you now? Because you're seeing your name in the paper. Everybody's going to want a piece of you. Everybody's going to want to meet you. You're going to go places. They're going to be asked for your autograph. How do you maintain that that sanity?
Nothing changes. Nothing changes at all. My job's to fight, and my job's to win. And if you're not winning, then nobody wants to know you anyway. So all that's kind of, as much as I'm grateful for it, and it is nice that you got that support, it's kind of irrelevant as well, because you know that when you're winning, people want to know. When you're losing, people don't want to know. So you've got to stay grounded and
Mm,
be grateful, because you're getting the attention and recognition, but at the same time, like, you can't let it slip. You can't switch off and let it get to your head, because as soon as you do that, you switched off the ball, and your next thing, somebody else is taking your belt home.
yes. Yeah. Right. Right. Um, a little something. This is for me. I want to know how many times did you put that belt around your dog? And you love
Come,
your
come
dog.
here.
Yeah.
My little champ.
Yeah. So
No, they would probably eat it, and I wouldn't be too happy if he chewed it.
yeah. So um, I mean, when you look at the division you're in, and you say you want to be unified, who is the one person in the division right now? If you heard their name right now, you like, yeah, sign that contract.
Anyone, literally anyone.
Mm. So it doesn't matter who it is. Anybody that's holding the belt.
No, anyone who's talking about.
You've always been like that. You've always been like, I'll fight anybody.
I
Like,
think it's the best way, because if you want to be the best, then fight the best. What's the point ducking and diving? I've been ducked and dived enough, and it's frustrating. So I don't want to be that person.
oh, that there you go. That's good. That's good. Um, what do you think now that you are champion? There are certain things that you have a certain level of responsibility when you become champion. What do you think is one of the things that you personally want to do now that you are champion? Have everybody's attention. What is the one thing that you want to bring a lot of attention to? That's been, like a driving thing for you.
Perseverance. So show people you got to persevere. If you wanna succeed and achieve your goals, you have to persevere, because if it's easy, it's not worth it. And when things are hard, when you achieve it, it makes it even that more satisfying. So showing that perseverance is the key.
Yeah, and you like we said, you know a lot about that. You've had injuries and amateurs. You've almost given up on the sport. It's almost seemed like when you tried to go out in regular, like you said, you was about to take a job you was gonna be miserable at, but
Yeah.
you kept with it and stuck to it, and you've been able to maintain that smile that I have watched you have ever since you was like in your teens. So that's great. Um, uh, but looking at women's boxing, it's almost like people feel like they're discovering something new and it's been around for a while. Who, when you look at women's boxing, who is your driving? Is there anybody you look at today that is like, man, I like what she's doing, and that's kind of my driving force also.
Yeah, with Katie Taylor and Clarissa Shields.
Okay.
So even though Katie's one of my rivals, she's an inspiration, and she is a legend, but she's beatable. So
There we go.
um,
There we go. Yeah, let's make sure we get that in there. She's beatable. Yeah. All right. Let's make sure.
just to add that in,
All
just
right.
that, but what she's done for women's boxing is incredible,
Mhm.
and she's been in the driving seat, and also Clarissa Shields, obviously. What she's done is amazing, and it's grabbed the attention for women's boxing. So you look at them and you think you got to give them all the credit and kind of look up to them.
Most definitely. Most definitely. Your family, your mom, your dad. Uh, your mom, in the beginning, was sort of indifferent. How is she now that you're the champion?
Take me around strangers' house, like I told you before. I'm like, Mum, so she'll be out doing her morning walk, and then people will stop her saying, "Oh, we want to meet Chantelle, blah blah." So I'll go visit my mum for a cup of tea. Next thing she's like, "Right, get your shoes on. Got to take you around someone's house who I met earlier." I'm like, "No, like I'm not going around strangers' houses." I was like, "No, come on, so, you've got to." Next thing she's knocking on strangers' doors. I'm just standing there uncomfortable, thinking, "What is my mum doing?"
Yeah, well, it's funny how things change because once upon a time she didn't want you in that ring.
Yeah,
Now she's taking you around strangers' houses.
I know. Gets talking to people in the morning. Next thing I turn up in the afternoon to go have a catch up with her, and she's dragging me around houses.
And your dad, who is obviously he's an avid boxing fan, how is he taking it now that he sees his little girl as a champion?
He's really happy. It's a special moment for him because obviously he's been there and
Hmm.
he's been my shoulders to cry on. So for him to see me achieve one of my goals and be crowned the champion, he knew it was just the beginning. So I got saying to people like, just because I won the WBC title, that wasn't my marker. My marker's way above that. I want to be undisputed. So when I won it, I was like, yes, I've got a world title, but there's still more to come. I still got further to go, and I think people are forgetting it because they think, oh, she's achieved her goal. She's just gonna want to stay WBC world champion, but that's not the case. I want more belts and more titles, and I want to have every single belt, and then I'll be like, right, now I've done it. But at the moment, I've not. I've not done it.
Do you find it easy maintaining that hunger? Do you find it easier that because most of the time you're hungry at best when you don't have any food, but then when you get food, like when you get the belt, it seems like you get a little satisfied and complacent. Do you find it a little harder to maintain your hunger?
No, I feel hungrier now. Now that I've won this belt, it gave me a massive like kick up the ass, thinking, right, this is one. Now on to the next. And obviously, I don't want anyone to take my belt off me. I love my belt. It's one of the best belts in boxing. So now I have this. I'm just going to keep adding and adding.
I can't believe this is the first time I ever heard you curse. I, I came, I'm over here falling out because I can't believe that you have really grown up. You know, when I was texting you and we was joking around and I was like, man, I gotta talk to you differently. I said, no, you don't, no, you don't. I'm the same Shan. Um, that's important to you though. That's important. Still
Definitely.
being who you are, maintaining who you are. That's important to you, isn't it?
Oh, 100%. I've got my family as well. It's important to us all. No, it means like you can't change for nothing. Stay
Right.
true to who you are.
Right. But I mean, you gotta like when you walk in at dinner or you gotta walk in with that belt like don't eat till the champ sit. I mean, you gotta do it one time. Like don't
Everybody
nobody eat
bow.
till yeah, don't nobody eat till the champ sits down. Man. We got people in here saying congratulations, Chantelle Cameron.
Thank you.
You got saying class 100%. Uh, and that's some. You know what? When you look at the sport of boxing, and boxing fans can be fickle. You're right about one thing. When you're winning, they're all there. When you're losing, they're not there. No fighter contemplates ever losing, but
Yeah,
you go through a lot as a fighter. Like it's crazy what you go through, the training, the sacrifice, the amount of dedication, and sometimes you don't make it. Like you said, you almost walked away from the sport. You almost had to give up your dream. How do you, with all of that craziness, when you look at this sport, you have to be a special breed to be a boxer.
yeah, it's a hard sport. You have to have broad shoulders. Don't let negative comments get to you too much, and you have to be determined. If you're not determined, then you have to be disciplined as well. Disciplined, determined, and hungry.
Right, right. Now I know you said you want to fight. I know you said you think they don't want to fight, but you gotta poke the bear at Katie Taylor. You just gotta poke it. You gotta call out. You gotta let her know that you there. You know what I'm saying? And thump her ass, as you say. You just got because she is that face and a
Yeah,
rival. Like it's everybody else wants to fight her for their own reason, but it's an history between you and her. You gotta want that fight. If you could get that fight, what would you? How would you go about trying to get that fight with her?
Is it? I even got an answer for it because I've said that I wanted to fight. I put it everywhere. People have commented, retweeted, done interviews. They know that I want the fight, but it's not happening. So I don't even talking about it. I'm just like, there's other opponents out there for me. So as much as Katie's the golden egg, I'm not going to waste too much energy chasing it. Whereas there's other fish to fry.
That's true. What you have to say is that I think that the approach you're taking is if you go up there and you beat all these people and you become unified undisputed, they're gonna have to look your way because they can't avoid you. You know what I'm saying? At some point, they're gonna have to look your way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like at some
Right.
point, but I'm not chasing it because there's no point.
All right, we have a question here by my man Eric R. He said, "Who was her favorite fighter? Who inspired her to turn pro?"
Mike Tyson, absolute savage.
You know what? I can see that because I've watched you train and I've watched you fight, and you kind of have that I want to hurt you attitude.
Yeah, I love Mike Tyson.
Okay, Mike Tyson of all people is. Let me ask you this: when you're in there fighting, do you visualize knocking somebody out like that?
I just want to hurt him. When I punch him, I've just got bad intentions.
Okay. Do you think women boxing should implement 3-minute rounds and get
Oh,
rid of the 2-minute
100%.
round? Okay.
100%. We should do 3-minute rounds.
3-minute rounds, maybe championship fights being like because I know they talked about wanting a little bit, more pay, and you're gonna have to probably do some of the same thing the men do, which is 12-minute championship fights. I mean, 12-round championship fights in 3-minute rounds.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
If the men do it, we should do it.
Okay. Most definitely. Most definitely. Well, uh, we're not gonna hold you up no longer. Like I said, I talked to you off and on. You're sitting there with your queen's robe on.
Ready for bed.
Right, yeah, yeah, with your little robe on. Tell everybody where they can follow you at, and tell them where they can stay tuned for your next fight.
Instagram ShanCam91 and Twitter ChantelleCam91.
All right. And do you have an idea who your next opponent is going to be?
No idea.
All right. But if it was up to you, would you want to fight a
Anyone.
top your top person? It doesn't matter.
Literally anyone who has a belt. You have a belt, I want to fight.
Somebody made a comment right here. Hold on, here we go. He said, "Nice. I wish the male fighters today thought like the women." I can't believe I have to say that. All right. One last thing I want to say is that, like I said, man, I remember you in the amateurs. I used to talk to you all the time. We've had talks off camera.
Yeah.
It is really good to see you as the champion.
Thank you.
And it's really good to see you still take my calls. But I definitely was extremely happy for you because, like I said, I saw everything you went through. But now that you want to fight anybody, now that it's all said and done, now that like you ain't got to do no more looking. Now they got to come looking for you.
Exactly. I've got the carrot now and I'm dangling it.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. That's how just for that.
I need to put the belt there.
Right? Yeah. Right. You know what? Bring that thing. Bring that closer to the camera. Look at that. Look at that. All right. We got Ronald Finkley. He said, "That's what's up. Anybody with a belt can get it. I am a fan now. That's what we want." Chantelle, thank you so much for taking the time. I definitely appreciate it. I look forward to continue talking to you. When hopefully you get a unification soon. But when you go for that undisputed, I just want to say that we're gonna have to change that Il Kappa back to Shan Cam because you're out there winning belts. We got to go back old school. When you go for undisputed, we got to go old school. We got to go back to Shan Cam when we go for undisputed. Just for that one fight. Just for that one fight.
Maybe.
All right, then. You guys, you have a good night. Thanks for talking to me.
Thank you.
All right, everybody.
Yeah, bye.